kilos, 3 2-minute rounds. And this is Will Chope, 4 years old from the USA, a much-travelled fighter, has competed in MMA and also in pro boxing, where he holds a record of 4 wins, 3 defeats, and 1 draw. He competed in bare-knuckle in Moscow a few years ago now, back in 2022. Lost that fight, but won his last one in April.
From Istanbul, Murat Kazgan.
Murat Kazgan, 39 years old now. 1 win and 1 defeat. A bare-knuckle, a win in January 2023, and then later that year, in the November, he lost. Both of those were by stoppage. Experience as an MMA fighter as well. He lives in Russia these days, and he's actually fighting as a pro in any code in Turkey for the first time.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing you for fighting out of the black corner. He's 34 years old, standing 194 centimeters tall, weighing in at 79.5 kilograms. He's professional MMA record, 42 victories, 23 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, he's ISK Borneo K1 middleweight champion, URCC MMA welterweight champion, UFC veteran, and he has more than 100 professional fights. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Sacramento, California, United States of America, here is Will the Kill Chope!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing, out of the gold corner, 39 years old, 176 centimeters tall, 79.5 kilo. 1 win, 1 loss, a BKFC fighter from Istanbul, Turkey, Murat Pitbull Kazgan.
Big reception for Kazgan. He's the home guy, of course. Boxing in the white, in the black. We have Will Chope. 3 2-minute rounds, bare-knuckle.
Hold the rules, protect yourself all the time. Okay? Good luck.
Then after this, we've got the main event, Albert Batagaziev against Jazza Dickens. Just barreling forward there, Kazgan looking to get after Chope very, very early on. They're looking for the right hand over the top. Chope just trying to get a hold of him and find a space for that uppercut on the inside, holding around the back of the head there with his left hand, Chope, and being allowed to do so by the referee. And Kazgan has just gone right at him like a pit bull right from the first bell here, and Chope has got to try and find a way to cope with this. The right hand just throwing himself off his feet there from Kazgan, a bit of scuffing and marking up on the forehead there of Chope, and he was rushed there, wasn't he? That's the way to describe it.
He certainly was, and that was the right tactics there from Chope. He's got a lack of height here, and he needs to get inside and work those shots, and he's landed them hooks on the inside very well there. Sorry, Kazgan, that's what he needs to do, Kazgan, sorry. Chope, he's very tall and he needs to keep it at range, but Kazgan got the tactics right there by getting on the inside.
But there's some blood coming from a cut there, I think, just above the eyebrow, left of centre in the forehead. There might be something on the inside of the bridge of the nose as well. It's kind of hard to tell. That blood will be going into the eye, but he's full of aggression here, Kazgan. Chope, taller, leaner, wirier, just backing up to the ropes. If he's going to do this, and he's going to have to catch Kazgan with something solid as he's on the way in.
Well, Chope just missed with a wild, long left hook there, and he's got long levers. There would have been some power in that shot as he's pinned in the corner above us here. Blood pouring down the face of Kazgan. I'll tell you what, Andy, we'll do well to see 3 rounds of this, I'm sure, at this pace anyway.
Well, the pace has dipped, hasn't it, quite noticeably in the last minute of the round, in the second minute of the round, particularly in this last 30 seconds or so. Kazgan put so much into that at the start of the round, and the blood transferred there onto the face of Chope as the bell goes to the end of round 1. Well, it was an explosive start, to say the least.
Yeah, there was a big effort there from Kazgan. Yes, he did slow down towards the end of the round, but Chope had his moments in there on the inside as well, but both guys looking marked up, both guys cut. Kazgan, for me, doing enough in that first half of the round to take the round. And it's going to be interesting to see if we can get through this round 2 or what the tactics are going to be. But for me, I think Kazgan's going to go all in again. That's what I think he's going to go all in with the tips here and just try and get the knockout. And he's got to be careful because Chope's one of those guys, got those long levers, and if he catches you one of them shots, it could be curtains. So interesting contest, all to fight for here, going into this second round.
Very different kind of contest to the first bare-knuckle fight that we watched as well, where they stood off each other and looked to really box and pick their punches. They were quite circumspect a lot of the time. Kazgan, well, circumspect is not a word that you would really associate with him. In that first round, he came flying out of the traps, but the start of the second here, he took a little bit of a backward step and had a look, and now he's just straight onto that front foot. A right hand landed, I think, and Chope looked touch unsteady there for a second.
I tell you what, Chope looks dangerous though when he lets those hooks go, and both guys are going for it here. They're going for it. Someone is going to get caught.
A left hand, I think, landed on the inside there from Kazgan. You can see what Chope's doing. He's backing up and he's just backing himself to try and catch Kazgan on the way in. I wonder whether he shouldn't try and be first a bit more.
Well, I think he's just trying to create that space, isn't he? He knows Kazgan's coming in straight lines. He's trying to lean back and just get the timing right with that hook, but he's just missing that timing at the moment. Kazgan is more effective, though, when he's on the inside, when he has that relentless pressure. He needs to be able to continue doing that. Big right hand there, and I tell you what, Chope felt that one.
Took it well enough. Just managed to ride it slightly, I think, just pulling his weight onto the back foot. Not as much as happened in the second round as we saw in the first. It's not been quite as helter-skelter. And there's a left lance from Chope as Kazgan does come forward. And Kazgan, as he tires, if he comes forward like that, squaring up in the way that he does, then Chope is going to get more into this.
He absolutely is, because Kazgan's dropping those hands, he's moving back in straight lines, and that could be disastrous for him if he doesn't get those hands up or stay focused, because you see a swing in the pattern here. Chope starting to fight, fancy this, and as I say that, Kazgan comes back with a lovely 2 right hands.
Well, he summoned something up there, didn't he, right at the end of the round. I think Chope had an opportunity there, maybe, if he had just put his foot down a touch, that Kazgan was there to be hit. I don't think either one of these two has got loads left heading into this third and final round. Kazgan definitely won round number 1. That second round was a tighter round, but a couple of big flurries from him has probably seen him win that round as well.
Yeah, very tight, that one. I think that Chope come back well towards the end of the round. He had his moments. Kazgan again showed a lot of character, didn't he? Could have gone his way. Listen, it could all be on this last round. It could be whoever wins this round and wins it comfortably comes out victorious, because Kazgan had a brilliant start in round 1. Chope found something from somewhere, come back, looking at both guys. They're battered and bruised in the corner. This could become as much a psychological battle as physical battle going into this third round now. But anything can happen, because as these guys tire, the hands drop, and it takes one shot to turn this on his head.
So into the third round. Myself, I thought Kazgan did enough in that second landed a few eye-catching shots with that right hand backing him up towards the corner, but there wasn't loads in it. So Spencer says this third round absolutely critical now, and who's really going to go looking for it first? On form so far, you would say it would be Kazgan, but I think Chope needs to try and get on the front foot here a bit more. Good jab there from Kazgan as Chope came in. We've not seen much of that from him.
No, Chope, I think he recognises home advantage may not go his way here, and he's going to have to push for this, and he's got to go and rip this fight away from his opponent, who's a local and the crowd favourite in here. And Chope is fighting now like a guy that knows he's coming from behind, and he needs something big in this third round.
Just over a minute remaining. Barrels in behind a big swinging overhand right there. Kazgan didn't quite manage to land it. Chope just looking to get on the jab. That jab in this code can be so effective because it can really stun your opponent. It's a decent enough shot in pro boxing, but a stiff jab in bare knuckle, it can buzz you. It can half put you out.
Oh, absolutely. That's where we've seen all the damage done in these bare knuckle fights tonight, is off that jab. In the first contest, we saw that the jab was the thing that inflicted all the damage, and it's been effective here. Well, both of these guys have had their moments with the jab, and again there, Kazgan, the smaller of the two, but effective with the jab. That's all down to the timing.
So closing stages, looks to climb in behind a left hook there. Kazgan didn't really land it. Can one of these two land something big in the time that we've got left here?
Well, do you know what? It's been one of those contests. It's been very, very entertaining. Both guys have had their successes, but I think that Murat Kazgan has done enough here.
I would agree with that as the bell goes. It's the pure aggression, I think, of Kazgan that's going to end up winning him that fight. The greater volume of meaty shots really came from him, but it was a good match. It was a good match between the pair of them. The way it started, it didn't look very likely that we get 6 minutes out of that, did it? But in the end, we did.
I'm not going to lie, the way it started, I didn't think we was going to get a minute out of it. And both guys went and locked horns straight at the opening of the bell, wanted to stamp their authority, show who was the governor in there, who was the one that was going to take control of the fight. But they both showed a lot of character. They both showed a lot of heart, grit, determination to stick in there. Brilliant contest. For me, the local man, Murat Kazgan, he's done enough to win. But Will Chope, he put in a great performance. He really did. It was entertaining. I mean, come on, give us your views on that one. Did you enjoy it?
It was a different kind of a fight from the first one. In the first one, they picked their punches more. You could see a bit more boxing ability, but you get different styles in all different codes. You get it in pro boxing as well. You get this kind of approach as we saw from Kazgan, where someone's had aggressive front foot fighters. So, again, you know, I thought it stood up to scrutiny pretty well. I quite enjoyed it. And watching Chope trying to find an answer to it was interesting, because you just knew that with the bare knuckle, if he could time him just once on the way in, then it could all be over. He couldn't quite get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the end of action, your winner by unanimous decision, Murat Kazgan.
So Kazgan gets it by unanimous decision. And he set the tempo early on, didn't he? The way that he came flying out of the traps in the first 40 seconds or so of the fight, he couldn't possibly keep that up. But at other intervals during the contest, when he needed a bit of a rally, he found one, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He showed a lot of character in there, and I really enjoyed that. I really did, you know. And the reason I asked you that question, did you enjoy it? Because this is so new to us, even though it's the same combat. You got one guy with gloves on and one fight without gloves on and one fight with gloves on, but they're doing the same combat. But it's two totally different things. And the reason I asked that was because I'm trying to watch it. I'm trying to get my head around it, seeing guys without the gloves on, because I've been so used to seeing them with gloves on. But the answer is, yeah, I think I do enjoy it, and I think there is definitely legs with that, because these guys put it all on the line.
Buraya gelen herkese çok teşekkür ederim. Türkiye'de yapılan ilk çıplak el boks eldiveni, eldivensiz yapılan ilk bare-knuckle dövüşü. Çok güzel, burada olmaktan çok heyecanlıyım. bu galibiyeti kızım Mia ve karım Yasmin'e armağan ediyorum. Ne mutlu Türk'üm diyene.
Murat Kazgan.
So just time for a few highlights of this one before we get to our main event. And just as you were talking there about the different kind of spectacle that it is, I think the shorter duration is absolutely crucial. The 2-minute rounds, I think, is absolutely right. I think in championship contests, it goes up to a maximum of 5 2-minute rounds. And that makes complete sense to me, because what you don't want with this code is for it to get really grueling and have 2 exhaustive fighters in the 6th or 7th round with bare-knuckle, because bad things can happen then.
IBA.PRO Maxim Chertykovtsev. President, IBA President Umar Krimlov. Assistant IBA.PRO.
And that was the moment of victory, a sweet moment for Kazgan boxing in front of a Turkish crowd.